Have you ever walked out of a store wondering how you spent so much money on things you didn't plan to buy? Well, it's not entirely your fault. There are psychological tricks used by stores and online retailers that make you overspend without even realizing it. These tricks play on how your brain works and influence your buying decisions. From creating fake discounts to making you feel like you're missing out, retailers know exactly how to push your buttons. In this video, we'll dive into the top 5 psychological tricks that make you spend more money than you should. Understanding these tactics will help you shop smarter and save money in the long run. Let's get started. 1. The anchoring effect. Have you ever walked into a store and found a big was $100, now $60 sign? Your brain instantly locks onto the $100 price, making $60 seem like a steal, even if the item was never worth that much. This is called the anchoring effect. Retailers often use this to set an inflated anchor price to make discounts appear more attractive. The strategy capitalizes on our cognitive bias of comparing new information to an initial reference point. Hence, the anchor price. When we see the original price of $100, our brain assumes that the item must be worth that amount, even if it was never priced at that. This makes the $60 sale price seem like a huge bargain, even if the item was intended to sell at $60 all along. The 2026 twist is even more fascinating. Now, personalized pricing engines powered by AI set these anchor prices specifically for you, based on your browsing history and perceived buying power. For example, if you've shown interest in high-end product before, the system might show you a higher initial price, making the discount feel even more significant. Your shopping experience is increasingly tailored to exploit these biases, tricking you into believing you're getting a deal when you might not be. 2. The decoy effect. Ever walked into a coffee shop and been torn between a small coffee for $5 and a large for $9, but then a medium appears for $8.50? Suddenly, that large feels like a bargain, right? This is the decoy effect at work. It's when a third, less attractive option is introduced to nudge you toward the more expensive choice. This tactic is often used in restaurants or subscription services, where the middle option is priced to make the top-tier item seem like the most rational decision. For instance, when you're deciding between the small popcorn for $5 and the large for $9, the medium popcorn for $8.50 suddenly makes the large one seem like the best deal. This trick taps into how we make comparisons and our tendency to seek value by looking at relative pricing. It's a simple but effective tactic to steer you towards spending more. The decoy effect works by altering how we perceive value, making the more expensive choice seem like a much better deal. In 2026, fast food chains and subscription services have fine-tuned this strategy. They often use this tactic to make customers feel as though the highest price is the most logical and economical choice, ensuring they maximize their profits from each customer. It's no longer just a restaurant trick. It's become a staple in online subscriptions, where different pricing tiers lead customers to opt for the higher price plan. 3. The scarcity illusion and FOMO. How many times have you seen a limited time offer or a only 2 left warning and felt the urge to buy something immediately? This is a scarcity illusion, exploiting your fear of missing out, also known as FOMO. It's a primal psychological trigger that creates a sense of urgency, making you feel like you need to act fast to grab something before it disappears. This tactic works by tapping into your fear of losing out on a good deal or an exclusive item. When we're faced with the possibility that something might no longer be available, our brains instinctively push us to take action and secure it, whether we need it or not. In 2026, this has evolved even further with the rise of drop culture. Companies now release limited edition products in small batches, often creating buzz and exclusivity around them. Whether it's a sneaker release, a limited edition phone, or an exclusive collaboration, businesses are intentionally using scarcity to drive rapid sales. The excitement and urgency these limited stock warnings create often lead to impulse buys, as people rush to purchase before it's too late. This artificial urgency plays on your emotions, bypassing rational thinking and turning buying decisions into emotional reactions. Often, you end up purchasing something you don't really want to need, just because you're afraid of losing out. The fear of missing an opportunity can overpower your usual budgeting habits, making you act quickly without considering if it fits your needs, or if it's even within your budget. This psychological pressure is also increasingly used by online retailers and social media platforms, especially during sales events like Black Friday or flash sales, where the promise of limited availability makes the deal feel even more urgent. The more limited the product, the more likely you are to overspend just to avoid missing out. For decoupling and the pain of paying, let's face it, parting with cash feels painful. The psychological pain of paying is real. It activates your brain's discomfort zones. Retailers have found a way around this. They use credit cards, mobile payments, and buy now, pay later, BNPL, services like Klarna, and Afterpay to decouple the joy of the purchase from the sting of payment. When you swipe a credit card or use a BNPL service, the immediate pain of paying is removed. Instead of feeling the full impact of the cost in one go, you're splitting it into smaller, more manageable chunks, making it easier to ignore the full price. The emotional barrier between the purchase and the payment is broken, and this allows you to spend more than you normally would. For example, you might decide to buy a $200 item with a BNPL option, knowing that you'll pay $50 every 2 weeks, which doesn't seem like much. However, in reality, you end up paying more in interest and fees, all while feeling less psychological pain with each payment. Studies show that people tend to spend 20 to 30% more when using credit cards or BNPL services than they would if they were using cash. The accessibility of digital payment methods has made it easier for you to ignore the pain of spending, contributing to overspending behavior. BNPL services specifically have become more popular in 2026, making it even harder for consumers to resist purchasing things they can't afford right away. 5. Strategic sensory priming. Retailers don't just use tricks on your brain. They also use your senses to influence your spending habits. For example, have you noticed how the smell of fresh-baked cookies or rotisserie chicken fills the air in grocery stores? That's called sensory priming. Scent, sound, and layout all work together to influence your shopping behavior, often without you even realizing it. Studies have shown that certain smells, like freshly baked bread, can make you feel hungrier, which leads to more food purchases, and surprisingly, non-food items as well. The sound of slow-tempo music, commonly played in stores, encourages you to move more leisurely, increasing your dwell time. The longer you stay in a store, the more likely you are to make impulse purchases. Retailers also use scripted disorientation to direct your path through stores, making sure you pass through several temptation zones before you even get to the essentials. Have you ever noticed how stores like IKEA lead you through their entire store, almost like a maze? This is a deliberate tactic to increase the likelihood of you buying extra items. Sensory priming is everywhere. Whether it's the smell of perfume in a department store, soft music in the background, or the layout of an online shopping site designed to keep you clicking through product after product. All of these techniques slow you down and lower your inhibitions, making you more likely to overspend. With the rise of online shopping, even digital retailers are learning how to prime your senses through colors, layouts, and even personalized recommendations that slow your decision-making process. There you have it, the top 5 psychological tricks that make you overspend money. From the anchoring effect to sensory priming, these techniques are all around us, influencing how we spend our money without even realizing it. Understanding these tricks helps you make more informed decisions and prevent impulse purchases that you might regret later. So, the next time you're shopping, remember these psychological strategies and be mindful of how they affect your choices. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button, share with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more eye-opening content. Stay smart with your money, and see you next time.